then cool. So we're just gonna sesh here for a minute because like Troy's rolling, I'm rolling, and George here is kind of done with the day and needs to get started, right? So
Absolutely. Yeah, damn right I do. So yeah, let's go for it.
nice, got the bowl far out, man. How do you use your bowl? You have to tell me like where you start and all that kind of shit. Everybody's got their own way of going at it. That thing is legit. I love that vape.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome. Like I honestly have barely touched another vape since I got it, which is what, a couple of years now, something like that. Feels like it's been at least a year. Um, so yeah, I start on two, and then I'll sort of do most of my hits on two actually, and then I'll just crank it up to like three and maybe a hit on four at the end. But yeah, it's just a fantastic little vaporizer, and I think it's kind of a shame the cup is so controversial to people because it's kind of put people off what is an amazing vaporizer. I find myself having to try and convince people, honestly, forget about the cup. This is honestly like the best heat on demand vape that you can get out there. The best battery powered heat on demand vape, I would say. I think it's hands down. The next closest to it, I would say, is the Tiny Mite, but that's got its own. Jesus, now I've got the dog barking in the background.
He's like, don't forget about the Tetra P80.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't put up with that. Your dog knows what's up.
What the fuck? Mention the Tiny Mite before the Tetra P80?
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Isn't it fascinating about the cup though? About how when enthusiasts, people that are into vapes, because right now our market is like so many people that are into vapes.
Yeah, totally. It's like an obsession.
Yeah, exactly. Like so many people are like it's our hobby. Like we're obsessed. We're it's like the obsessive compulsive people are here. And that's a lot of the share of the voice. A lot of the people that are talking about the products with us are infatuated with them. They're into them beyond the level of a typical consumer, to the point where it shapes the words and the opinions around them. Like people about the cup, like about how this vape is all gimmicky and yada yada yada. Why is that even relevant? Like for the cup, like the Ghost MV1 comes out the gate at $400 and people are willing to jump on it, but a cup comes out that does the same thing for less money and people are pissed and hostile about it.
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, I can understand it to an extent, because when I first saw it, I thought this looks crazy. Like I actually and I've heard it from loads of people who say when they first saw it, they thought the vapor goes through the water and it's like some kind of bubbler device. And I saw it and I thought, it's a plastic cup. The vapor goes through the water in a plastic chamber. Like, that sucks. I'm not interested in that. It wasn't until I actually got one in my hands that I was like, oh, hang on a minute. The whole pathway is not plastic. It's that kind of aluminium stuff that that Firefly's made out of or something, I think. And it hits like a Firefly, but without the hassle. And I always loved the Firefly, but there's something about the stirring and the shape of it that was a little bit awkward. So this is like the improved version of the Firefly. And that's perfect for me. The flavor's there. It's got the little heat sink in the mouthpiece, which just makes everything so smooth and easy. So where you're on setting 4, it's like 240 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot, it's high.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah, you put that on a Tiny Mite, you would be coughing, it would be drying your throat out, but you got it on the Bowle and it's like smooth. It's smooth as silk, going down beautifully. And it's only like 5 minutes later that you realize what kind of size hit you've taken. And that's the future to me. I mean, that is absolutely awesome. And it's the way it clicks together and all that stuff. I think Bruno's done an incredible job with this. And I just think it's kind of a bit of a travesty that there aren't more people talking about it, and having it in their collections. Because to me, I'd rather have a Bowle than a Mighty. I think the Mighty's awesome. It's the gold standard of portable vapes, but I prefer the Bowle. So that's high praise.
On that note, I agree with you a lot, and I was a naysayer in the beginning. Like when I first saw it, I had a lot of skepticism, and Jerry already liked it. Jerry brought it to me. He's like, "Man, this is my favorite thing ever." I'm like, "Jerry, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're painting a picture before I've touching the thing, you know." So I came at it with extra skepticism, and then when I saw all of the skepticism in the community, after I already fell in love with the vape, I found myself with like 3 or 4 of those things on my shelf, and I gave them out to a couple of the more vocal people in the community who had negative impressions, and they came at it objectively, and now they're fans.
Yeah.
Now they're all fans.
Yeah, I don't think there's many people who've tried it who don't like it.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, and you know, there's a big barrier. It's almost $400, so
Right.
that'll hold some people back. But I was lucky enough to not even well, the first time I tried it was with Bruno. Like I didn't know anything about it. He was right there. He told me the story of it, so I'm getting, you know, like I'm okay. And in the first hour of just talking with him and using the thing, I was like, motherfucker did exactly what he was trying to do. Check mark. I didn't see that coming. And then he just let me spend the rest of the night with a vape. And then I fell in love with the vape. And then I was like, I don't care if he fucking put this on a chair. It's a fucking world class vape, man. Like it's going with me everywhere I can take it. And I was pissed when I couldn't use it for a while. And I've told him, I've been like, you know, there's going to be people who won't get past the cup, but I'm just going to tell him, look, man, okay, but don't go run around acting like you know anything when there's going to be soccer moms out there with more discerning cannabis palates than you, because they've got this thing and you're stuck on whatever the fuck that is on the cup.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And he actually convinced me on the whole thing of like taking a sip of water after every hit of vapor. You know, that is a revelation to me, you know. So I mean, that alone, it kind of proved itself. But then I was talking to my buddy who's a lawyer, and he's like a family man. He's got 2 young kids, and you know, he vapes, but he kind of vapes in his little man cave sort of place, so that so he's kind of keeping it a little bit separate. But when he saw the Bowle with the cup, he's like, okay, I could actually sit here with this cup, taking a sip in the living room, taking a sip of any water or whatever. And it just kind of breaks it's not that it makes it stealthy, because it doesn't look like a normal cup. It's not like a secret vape, but it just makes it look more everyday.
It breaks the perception.
Exactly. It's less of an unusual thing. It's not something that the kids are going to say, what are you doing there, Daddy? It's just Daddy's just putting his cup to his mouth. You know, it's what he does it 100 times a day or whatever. So, you know, it's interesting. And I think Bruno is just such an articulate, like intelligent guy. Like what a cool ambassador for vapes. You know, I want to hear more from him. I want to see what else he's got to bring us, you know? So I really hope he can kind of stick out the tough waters with the cup design, because I think he's got some really interesting ideas.
Yeah,
I agree.
So that's your daily, huh? Right on, man. That's what you reach for.
Yeah, that is my daily. If I'm dabbing, I will use the Vape XL Evo still. I love that for dabs, the kind of
with the little glass nails.
Yeah, the little glass nails. Yeah. Kind of low dose dabs, you know, but they feel like high dose dabs. It just feels like more efficient with a small amount of concentrate. And if I'm going like for heavy dose, then I'm with the hot rod at the moment, the old head hot rods.
Right on.
Just love it. I love the feel of it, the look of it. It's just a beautiful piece of machinery. And it really delivers, you know, like heavy hitter, which I love.
George has got some balls over there, right on.